Hey, today I want to show you a script that we made for macOS show. Go watch it in YouTube, and the script that we did is actually created specifically for the show. I did it with ChatGPT, and basically what it does is brings Maya scene into Cinema 4D with textures and hair for rendering with Redshift. So this is the first version of the script, and if you just click that button, you can go and select directly your Maya scene, click open. It will ask you, do you want to export the environment? The environment is just too huge, so we will click no, and MayaPy will pop out, and we just wait for the process to be finished. So after the process is finished, we have the characters, the hair, and the textures all in here. It's a little bit slow because of the hair. There's quite a lot of characters, and those here have UDIMs, so the textures are not showing up very nicely in the viewport, but if it's rendered, then everything is fine. So what the plugin did is it also not exported, but imported the simulated dress for Perl. So we can just go here into Perl, remove the dress that was on the rig, put that one here, and just move the texture, and now we have the simulated dress also that was brought and simulated by the simulation team. So what else? We also have that scene check slider. It's basically a texture where you can compare what you have in the Maya viewport, and if it's correct. Like this is very useful, like for this instance here, something happened to the camera or the preview is sold, so if there are any mistake, you can easily compare it to what you have in Cinema 4D. In that particular case, I think the camera was upgraded, so that's why there's a slight difference between the play blast. So we have all those characters here with the textures, but we also have loaded scene no object where the entire Alembic that was exported is. This is just the Alembic, and we can just show the Alembic and see what we have. And it's very useful if we need anything else from the scene except for the characters. There are cases where something might be missing, or something is a little bit different. It's just very useful also for comparing and things like this. So how the script works is quite simple. We can open the character set of files, like for instance Perl. We have a layout file, and this is the layout file. We have the hair, we have all of the textures already set up, and what we just need is her to move around. So what the plugin does is just relinking that Alembic structure that we have. We opened the Maya rig, we exported that structure, we set up the character layout, and what the plugin needs to do is just to replace actually the Alembic. So after the Alembic is exported by MyPy, it's just doing something like this. It's a little bit more complicated with a lot of characters, but this is what basically it does. And also the hair is not moving, so the plugin needs to relink all of the separate hair objects that we have. It needs to bring the simulation cache, because the way we did the structure here is we have a scene folder and a hair folder, and when you open a Maya scene, it searches for those two folders and relinks the hair that is exported from Maya, and it brings up anything that we have from the animation department or the simulation department. And by the way, it also creates a timeline JSON file. This is just so our Cinema 4D timeline matches what we have exactly in Maya. And when the texture for the scene checked is brought up here, it also let me show you. Those parameters here are set up by the plugin, all of those. And I have here other buttons. Those are for exporting the hair. It's again just you can select the scene and export the hair. We even got those scripts here that can export an entire structure. So if we have, let's say, 10 shots this week, we can select the folder containing all of the folders with the shots and etc. And you can just click and batch export the hair for all of the characters, so you can do it overnight, and after that you have all of the hair exported as an Alembic because it's rendering faster. That's why we are exporting it with the Alembic exporter, Ornatrix Alembic exporter. And after the initial script that we made, after that we created a full-on plugin where you can do a bunch of things. You have some settings here. Here is how we describe the characters. This is the identifier that identifies the character rig in Maya, and the file that contains the layout, Cinema 4D layout file. So the other thing that we did when we did that plugin is let's do the process again. Let me just close all of those scenes here. And let's just delete that file and that file. And we can open again. It fires up MayaPy, but now it shows all of things that Maya does. So if we wait a little bit, it will bring up that reference table. And this is showing us all of the references, how they're loaded in Maya. And if we need to change any rig version, or we just need to, let's say, export just one character, we can deselect everything else and export just that one character. And we can change the rig version, let's say. So let's go to production, Maya, and where all of our characters are. And yeah, we have a new rig version, so you can select that new rig version and it will export the scene with the new rig version. Here we have button for exporting the cameras. This is if you want to export any camera that was created, not just the main one. And here you can import all unreferenced objects. So if there's something that is not referenced but imported, sometimes this happens. So we can click both of those and just click import, and MyAPI will fire up again and it will start exporting just the reference that we selected with the proper rig that we selected. So I will pause the video so we don't have to wait the entire thing. And the Alembic export is finished. And here we have only one of the characters, 6, that we already selected. It automatically again broke the simulation for Perl, but that's not a big issue. So yeah, basically this is how our script works. In another video maybe I can show you how the Python script actually looks like. I can show you only this version because the other version is created but by somebody more sophisticated than me. I never wrote a single line of code, and I just used ChatGPT to create the entire plugin. It uses the entire script. It uses other scripts. So this is just let's say combiner of all of the scripts that we have, and yeah, uh, maybe I will do it in another video if you're interested, and I can explain more about it, how it works, and maybe I can share the entire script also. You can play around with it. A lot of things are custom made for the show, and probably it won't work with your setup, and you need to change a bunch of things. Um, but yeah, the script might be helpful if you're somebody that needs to create something like this.